Hey guys, Jason here, Samco Workshop. Today we're talking about some hacks, tips and hacks for your vehicles, for your trucks. So we're going to dive in. We're going to show you a bunch of different things on here that might make life easier for you, show you some little secrets and some easy ways to do stuff, and give you some ideas you might not know about. So we're going to dive in and show you some of those tips right now. Couple interior tips in here for you. Any vehicle this works for, but basically, you ever notice how right now we have no power coming to anything because the vehicle's off? When you turn the car off, it kills your outlets for your power. So if you wanted to charge your phone while your car was off, you can't do it. If you wanted to charge batteries for anything, you can't do it. Here's an easy way to make that happen. See this plug right here? This plug goes into a simple Amazon battery pack. So all this is just a cheap junk. I got a 2-pack for 20 bucks. I got a white and a black one, and I've had it for a year and a half. It was in my Tacoma too. I've done this with many vehicles. But that cord that you see, we just set it right there, but this cord is the power cord to charge that battery pack. So when my vehicle is on, power is coming through here and charging that battery pack. When the vehicle is off, my cords here, which run my camera batteries here that I have down here, these that run my camera batteries, are always on and running. And if I need to charge my phone while the vehicle's off, I simply unplug this and plug it into one of the 2 ports on here. Normally I need it for my camera batteries, but that way, even when my vehicle's off, see if we turn this on, okay, it's going, that's fine. Okay, now we got power. You can see the light coming in, it's charging, right? So it does that, and everything's good there. We turn it off. See how the light went off? It's dead. Okay, but I can take this, and where's my lights at on here? See those lights right there? Okay, this will continue. See, it stays on. If there was something plugged into it, it stays on, and it keeps charging even when my vehicle is off. So it's a gold mine. You know, it's awesome to be able to keep my batteries charging all the time and have them running with that battery pack plugged into there. So that's a good one for you. Another one. I've done this in my Tacoma as well too, but you get these, you can use stick-ons or whatever you want to, but if you have candy bars or cookies or anything like this and they melt on you and they're getting soft, wedge them in somewhere like that so that that heater vent or that air vent, just like that, will keep that and blow on them, and it'll re-harden them up so that you can eat them. I do it with Snickers bars, which are my go-to hunting and backpacking and hiking candy bar, but we live down here in South Georgia. Everything gets very, very hot. Well, that's the phone holder for Tina's phone. I have it there, and I can set this right on there and have that there. If I didn't have it there, I could put a tray in here and then turn that way and have it do that. Okay, so find a way if you want to in your vehicle that you can set that where you can actually prop that up to keep that stuff cold. Makes life a lot easier. All right, here's another one of those hacks for you. Seal and shine. I've talked about this many times. Now, if you guys follow me, you know that my truck lives in the dirt and the mud, so I don't wash it carefully. You can tell I just washed it off so that I can protect it, and then I'm going to turn around and get it muddy again tomorrow. So I don't care about keeping it clean, but I do want it protected. The nice thing about Seal and Shine, I've been using this for quite a few years now, is you don't actually have to even wipe this stuff off. Give you an example. So like here, even on a dark car, I just got done doing Tina's. I've not done her tires yet or anything, but we just got done doing this to hers. But as an example, let's look at right here on the hood. Okay, I can spray this right on the hood just like that if I want to. And for example, take my rag. I don't have to, this rag is soaked with it, but I don't have to go back and buff this off. Okay, I can leave it just like that, and it's going to be fine because it is water leveling. And you can see it does not look bad at all. It's fine, but I mean, technically I should grab another microfiber cloth, come over here and buff that out. But if I don't, which I'm not going to, it's not hurting anything. It's actually providing more protection by being on there. So you can do that with this stuff. Is just amazing. So I come through, I hit it with a few panels, a little bit on each panel. I'm using more than what I'm supposed to. And I'm okay with that because the stuff is not expensive and I buy it, you know, bunches at a time. And I'm just going to level that out and get it gone. And it's all I'm going to do. I'm not doing anything more. I'm not buffing it off. I don't care. I want it protected. But you'll see how nice it looks here in a second. Even, like I said, just doing it this way, which is basically all I want is I want a protection factor. And that's why I started doing this. But what we learned is that even by doing so, it still looks nice. You don't have to actually go back around and buff this stuff off. So if you're somebody who wants to just clean a car quickly and get it protected, and you're not really worried about somebody who wants to go through and wax it all the time and buff it and do all that kind of stuff. With this, you don't have to. It is as simple as put it on. This rag is soaked to the bone with it from doing both cars. I don't care. And there it is. We just did, in that amount of time, this whole half. And we can even do, oh, I just threw it in the water too, even top it off. But watch this. Okay, this stuff works on everything as a protectant, which is what I love about it. I'm going to even leave that dirt on there. Spray a little bit on there. And then I'm going to grab that same one that we just threw up there in the water even. And I'm going to just hit this and let it level itself out and create that protection layer. And that's what I want it to do, is to create a protection layer. Now, I'm not doing all this till I'm done because I don't want to get dirt and stuff on this. But you can see here, it is creating that protection layer, which is, like I said, self water leveling. So it's gonna move itself where it needs to with water when it rains or anything like that too. So no sense in getting carried away or overthinking it, or thinking that you have to do something crazy with it. So for example, if we look at this even here too, like that vent, okay, spray some there, but see this? Just gonna spray it there. It's fine. I'm gonna let it soak. I'm not even worried about it. If I can't get in there to wipe it off, I really just don't care, because it is going to level itself out. It's gonna take care of itself. So just something to think about. This stuff is pretty awesome for that factor alone, that it is, like I said, water leveling. I don't have to be too concerned with it. I don't have to get crazy with it. It can just do whatever it wants to do, and it's going to work out good. So tip, if you are hard on your vehicles, as you can see, mine is a truck that gets used like crazy. It lives in the dirt. This thing is covered in dirt all the time. Get yourself a good quality seat cover. This Carhartt one, I have a link to it below. It's very affordable, works perfect. It's universal, so it fits basically any vehicle out there. It straps right around the back just like this. It's got a strap here. It's so simple to do and so functional. You can see here, I have stains all over this thing from spilling everything from coffee to pop to ice cream you can imagine. I actually have blood here from my back, or from my shirt, because I carried a meat sack full of wild hog out, and that's actually blood from it was on the back of my shirt. I didn't know, but see how it's protecting these seats so that they keep looking nice and pristine like this. A seat cover is a gold mine, going to be very beneficial for you. A tip for you: if you are changing your own oil, which I do on my vehicles, okay, when you are changing your own oil, buy this stuff ahead of time, and buy it in bulk. We know we're going to have to change oil, so I have 5 filters here for my Gladiator, because I'm coming into my busy season where I'm doing about 5,000 miles a month. So buying these means that I saved on shipping. Okay, the same with the oil. This stuff at Walmart was like 38 bucks on the shelf at Walmart. I went on Amazon. I found it on Amazon for $22.99 for 5 quarts. My truck takes 5 quarts. So this is 2 oil changes right here, and I can buy more oil on Amazon with free shipping, and I got 3 more filters that I paid for shipping, but I paid for 5 at a time for shipping. So be smart with that stuff, but shop around. You can save a lot of money. So an oil change at the dealership is $100. Okay, it's $100 for me to get a generic, not even full synthetic oil change at the Jeep dealer. Same with the Toyota, but they use full synthetic. But it's about 110 bucks at the Toyota dealer. This is $9. This is 21. So for 30 bucks, I can change my own oil in about 6 minutes on that Gladiator, because the oil filter's on the top, real easy. So, but do this stuff. Buy that stuff the right way so that you're saving a ton of money. Don't just run to Walmart or the auto parts store and think you're going to do it right and save money. There's better ways. Buy the stuff online, buy it in bulk, and save money. Another hack: buy your stuff, your car cleaning stuff, in multiple, in bigger quantities. Like this is Zap It right here. It's one of the best carpet cleaners there is. Here is the bottle of it, and this stuff is dilutable, so that makes like 4 gallons of that stuff. And you pay $8 more for the gallon jug than you do for one of these bottles of it from the store. So keep in mind, same thing with the Dark Fury that you see back there. That Dark Fury, one of the best wheel cleaners. Here it is right here. 21 bucks for the gallon, or you can buy the Dark Fury in a bottle for like 16, but 21 bucks for a gallon, and it makes like 4 or 5 gallons depending on how you water it down. WD-40 that you see right here, same concept. Look at back there, gallon jug of WD-40 right here, another gallon jug of WD-40, gallon jug of soap, gallon jug of soap. Okay, you do that stuff. Armor All right here. Okay, smaller one, full size gallon one there, and I water it down because I only really use it on tires and trim. So I take my Armor All bottle and I fill it about that full of Armor All and the rest full of water, because again, it's just being used on tires and on trim. So it'll save you a tremendous amount of money buying the stuff in bulk. Here's what I use on my interior, which is a different story. I care more about the interior. So I use Mother's VLR, works incredible. But on the tires, Armor All, on the tires and the outside trim, this stuff works fantastic. So, but buy that stuff in bulk. WD-40, you've seen me use it on my frames, and I use it on everything metal under the vehicle all the time. Works fantastic, but buy it in bulk, put it in a spray bottle. Another little tip for you. Another hack that's going to make resale value much better. See these sill guards? These did not come with this truck, okay? They say Gladiator. I bought these on eBay. They were like 30 bucks, but I bought these. But get yourself some sill guard protectors on your truck if you step there, because you notice this is always dirty. And if you step in and out of here, or your foot slides off of here when you get in and out, that is the first thing when you go to sell your vehicle and somebody opens up the door to look in the inside of it. That's the first thing that sticks out at them, are all the scratches and scuffs that are on there. By putting these on there, we eliminate that problem. So it's a very cheap insurance and makes life easy kind of thing that's gonna, you'll really appreciate doing it. All right, back here in the back, sick and tired of all your stuff basically getting bounced around back here, getting unorganized. So you're carrying tow straps and tie down straps and all kinds of stuff back here, and it's always a mess in the back of your truck. Grab a cooler, okay? Simple cooler, just like this. This is one I can use for anything I want to, but I keep my jack plate in there, extra 2x4s. There's a come along in the bottom of it. I got tie down straps, extra game bags, just a plastic bag. I can use that for, those are spare ones for any garbage I find when I'm out in the woods and I pick up other people's garbage. Those are what those are too. I keep them because I collect so much garbage from other people when I'm out there. But a cooler keeps everything neat and organized and simple. And then you got it in here. Notice I am using a snake hook. This is one of my snake hooks that I use for snakes on the road. You know, I love snakes. I love venomous snakes. I like all kinds of snakes, so I can actually help them and get them out of the road so they don't get hit. So we have the snake hook, but it is also a very functional for moving stuff around in the back of my truck with me not having to climb in there. So highly recommend. You don't have to go buy a snake hook for this. Anything will work. A boat hook works great too, but then this just stays here and it never really kind of goes anywhere, and it's just always available when I need it. And then a rubber mat. Even if you have a bed liner in your truck, bed liners are incredibly hard on your gear, your boots and everything that slide around on them, and everything that's in there on a bed liner gets chewed up. It's like bed liners are basically sandpaper. So and everything slides around on them. If you get one of the rubber mats for the vehicle, then nothing moves. Everything is very stationary, very hard to move. Okay, it stays here. You can still move it, but it stays in place much, much better. Like I said, this hook, I don't even have to like wedge this hook there or do anything like that. I can just lay it here and it really doesn't move too much because that rubber is kind of sticky and tacky and keeps everything right where it's supposed to be. Notice my boots are still upright. I came back from 60 miles today. I drove 60 miles and these are still standing upright. That's kind of nice, you know. So like I said, those rubber mats sure do make life easy. Showed you when we sealed it, put seal and shine on this vehicle. We did that. We just showed, you know, I showed you that a minute ago. But when you do it, do not forget you can do all of your trim pieces on here as well too. Everything, your window trims, your doorknob trims. I do my this whole fiberglass clam on here. You can do every single piece of your vehicle and it will protect it against UV damage, so that you won't get that where these are going to start to gray out and discolor. So that seal and shine is such an awesome protectant that I can't recommend it enough. Use it for everything. It'll keep these lasting for a long time and keep them looking good. Tip has to do with tires. Okay, hate changing spare tires. We got spares. You got to go under here, fight with it to get it down, go through all the trouble and the headache and the hassle of everything for it to get your spare tire out. What you can do instead is get yourself a tire repair or a tire patch kit. I'm going to show you one here. Hang on, let me pop this because my truck's always dirty. Okay, oh, hang on. So we got to bring it all over there. Dang it. All right, so right here is a tire repair kit. This patch kit means that myself and my wife and my daughter know how to use these and carry them. So the beauty of this is we do not have to actually be on the side of the road digging out jacks and going and messing with spare tires. Instead, we can use this plug kit that we have in here and take this plug kit and simply find that hole. And I've done a video on this. I'll link it at the end, but you can patch that hole quick, simple, and easy, and you don't have to worry about it no more. So it makes, you know, in the patches, those plugs, those tire plugs will last longer than the tires will. So once you plug it, you're done. Just re-air it up. Now you will need a compressor of some sort, like that Viair or something, to be able to reinflate your tire, but it sure is a lot quicker. It's about 5 times quicker than changing a spare and having to go through all the trouble of pulling out that jack, pulling out the kit, loosening everything up, taking it all apart, going through all the trouble that you have to go through in order to make that happen. It's so much quicker and easier to just, especially on a truck where you got room to work, is to look for where the hole is and then just ream it, plug it, and be done with it. You might have to back up a little bit to be able to come in from here where you got some room, but it's not that hard to do. It's a lot quicker, a lot faster, and it gets you off the side of the road a lot quicker too, where you're not stuck out there where somebody can come by and you know, hit you on the side of the road. So another little tip for you, that little kit's like 15, 18 bucks, well worth its weight in gold. Another tip for you: if you are going to change your tire size, like we went from 33s to a 35 on this, if you change that tire size, you must change your spare as well too, because then if you are going to use that spare and you get a flat, then you're going to have 2 mismatched tires on the same axle, and you can't do that. So basically you want to make sure that you replace these, went to 35s. My spare under here also went to a 35, and that way they fit better, and that way if I have to use my spare, I'm not going to mess up my drivetrain at all too. So make sure to do that. That's another great point for carrying that tire plug kit, because again, you don't have to mess with changing the tires if that happens. You just replug it. But just know that if you are changing, if you're going to bigger tires, you have to do the spare tire as well too. Your spare tire does not have to be the exact tire. Now I bought all the same when I bought mine for this. They're all Toyo Open Country AT3s, even the spare. But if you want to, you can, as long, it doesn't even matter if it's skinnier. The width of the tire does not matter at all on the spare. But what does matter on the spare, if you're only going to use it as a spare, what does matter is that the height matches. So this is a 35-inch tire, basically exactly. It's like 34 or 35.01 or something. So, but it's important that I get a tire that is very, very close to that. I could have bought a tire on Amazon, a cheap one for like probably 80 bucks, and used that as a spare tire, had it mounted right on my rim, would have been absolutely perfect and would have worked out really good. So that would have been no problem to do something like that too. So don't think you have to go buy 5 $350 tires. You could buy your 4 that way and then just get a cheap spare to mount on the spare rim under there for you if you plan on just using it as a spare tire. Oh, last tip here for you. If you own a 4Runner or any of these vehicles that are made today that put the stupid trailer pin hitch underneath there, and then they even take it one step further and put the 4-way pin all the way down here, where here you can actually see pretty easy and plug into that. But this one, you got to literally lay down on the ground to be able to see where you're going and plug into that. If you have one of these that you got to deal with, get yourself one of these extensions like this. I already lost the cap off of it, but you can get an extension like this, plug it in and leave it in most of the time. They got a closed cap, and you can just wrap it up under there, and then that way when you need to plug in your trailer, you can just pull this piece down and plug into it without having to crawl underneath the vehicle. These are like 8 or 10 bucks. It's just a 4-way extension. Very cheap, very affordable. Like I said, I finally lost that rubber piece, and until I get another one, I'm just keeping it inside of here. But like I said, they sure do make life a lot easier than trying to crawl up underneath there to get to the pin. Such a stupid place for it. Toyota they do a lot of stupid stuff, and that's one of their stupid things they did. But that little adapter will make your life a lot easier and keep you from laying on the ground to have to plug in your trailer. One more tip: when you buy soap to wash your car with, you're usually going to buy something like, a gallon of something. These soaps like this Detailer Hyper Wash, or like Chemical Guys Mr. Pink, these things are designed for Hang on, let me cancel that call. There we go. These things are designed for use in a foam cannon, which is what I bought this for. I have my foam cannon and I have 2 pressure washers of them in here and a foam cannon. That's my son's pressure washer on there. But anyway, this stuff is designed to use in a foam cannon, but I'll tell you what, I started using this in a bucket when I bucket wash too. I love it. Okay, what it's going to do is it lathers really good, and it's very slippery. It's got a lot of viscosity and slipperiness to it, and it's a beautiful thing, and it clings really well to the dirt, and it really helps get things cleaned off without scratching too much. So it's a fantastic stuff, but whether it's this Meguiar's Detailer or Chemical Guys Mr. Pink, but it's designed for foam cannons, but even in a bucket, this stuff is absolutely incredible. Best soap I've ever used for washing a car. Another little hack for you, something like this. This is just an eraser that I had. It's old and garbage, but any piece of foam or anything will work. I just stuck a piece of wire in it, and now we have a tread depth gauge without having to buy one or mess with that. So these tires here are 18/32 tread depth, brand new, and this is a brand new spare. So put it somewhere where it's going to lay right between 2 of them, and it's going to be flat. Push it right in like that. Okay, that depth is our tread depth. So now, let me stand back up, hold on. Ugh. We can come over here and we can put this right on our thing and measure and see where we're at. And we are right at half, so that is 8, that's basically 8/16, which is 16, so these are 16/32 depth. So 16/32 depth is what we got on there. Where are we at on here now? We can come over here and see on a brand new tire, see how much tread depth we got after 14,000 miles. You can see a little gap in there, just a smidge. Let's push it down, see where we're at. Okay, so let's see where we're at now. And we are basically right at 7, so we are at 14/32, 7/16, 14/32 is where we're at. So we lost 2/32 of tread in a in 15,000 miles. Well, 14, because of the time I put the tires on. 14,000 miles, we've lost 2/32 of tread. So it's just something to keep in mind and consider, but it's just a cheap, instead of, the tools are cheap. They're like $10, but I made my own, and then I don't got to wait for it. And I can check my tire gauge anytime I want to see how good my tires are wearing. Obviously, I'm not using it to see if they're got to be replaced or not. You can tell that. But I can see how they're wearing. And like I said, with us at right about that 15,000 mile mark, I'm curious as to where they are. They dropped down 2/32 in tread depth. And basically, if they're at 16, and I'll look and double check that, because the spare is showing on my gauge here is showing 16/32. So I'm assuming that's what they are, because the spare has never been on the ground, never touched pavement. So if that's correct, we've lost 2/32 of inch of tread in 15,000 miles. I don't think that's horrible. It's definitely probably not as good as the Falcons. For example, we'll check that for another video and do that to see, but little simple tip for you right there, something as easy as that. Another truck tip is these right here, these little clip-on right here, these little things right here that just kind of clip right on the frame of your headrest. You can hang garbage bags on here. You can put one here and one there and hang your bow across here if you want to put your bow on there. What I use them for, and why they're both on this seat, is, for example, let's say that I'm out hunting and I get soaking wet, and say, for example, we want to take this jacket. Let's just grab this jacket here. Okay, for example, but I'm out hunting and I get soaking wet, my coat's soaking wet, I can hang my coat on here. It drips into my pad, and then it just gets dry in here too. It's going to dry itself right here from the heat of the inside of the vehicle. So a lot of times when I'm on a hunting trip, I'm out there for multiple days and camping and stuff like that too, but I can hang wet clothes right here, and they can dry. And as they're soaking wet, they drip right into here. So that way, by the time I'm ready to use them again a day later or anything like that, they're dry. So, millions of uses for these little $5 hooks. I'll link them in here, for you, but they come in super handy. And like I said, garbage, things of that nature. You want to hang a garbage bag on there. I could hang my pack on there. You can put anything you want to on there to get it out of the way. They're just real handy and simple to work with.